Okay, so Leo, I just started your reading, and about 4 minutes into the reading, it just everything shut down. My computer has been acting so crazy. I'll be in the middle of like renaming a file, and the whole my files program will just close out. Or I'll be in the middle of like uploading a video, and the whole, browser will just close out on itself. And it says something about running out of memory, but I've deleted so many things. I closed all those background running apps, and I don't know, maybe it's just time for me to upgrade. Maybe it's just that time. But anyway, Leo, feminine, this is for you. I channel for the Divine Feminine as the Empress Divine, and you're watching the Empress Divine Channel. I'm trying to recap quickly here. This is about the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, which asks us, what are we doing here? Have we remembered our mission? When our spirit chose to incarnate into this 3D world, do we remember what we came here for? Are we answering our calling? If so, how can we discipline ourselves more to be more impactful in our mission? And if not, what control issues do you have that are stopping you? What power struggles do you have that are stopping you from, getting on with your mission? So we get our Goddess Guidance cards to give us an overlying message here. And you got Kali with endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. And I went into this good old sermon about, holding on tightly to stuff and how it, as long as you're holding on to it, it doesn't leave room for you to receive anything else. Because with a closed fist, you can't receive. With fists closely wrapped around something, you can't offer a handout to receive what the universe is trying to give you. So I feel like between December 2019 to February 2020, pay attention to what's trying to end in your life. There's something that I feel has been trying to end, and doggone it, Leo, with your persistent, relentless, dogged, determined self. You don't want to let it end because you don't want to feel like a failure. You don't want to feel like you just quit and let anything go. So you have been giving it 110%. But even sometimes when you give your all and something wants to end, you have to go ahead and let it. You have to go ahead and let it go. Because if you give everything that you possibly can, all that you are left to do is just stand. After you've done all you can, you just stand. And I feel like it's to that point now, Leo, where you realize, well, damn, I've done all that I can do. Anything that you want me to do more is just overkill, and it's ridiculous, and it's also selfish. And that's an application to any relationship, any situation in your life. Don't do it. Let it end. The old must be released so that the new can enter. Something new is begging to be a part of your life, so you have to let it go. Because you've been just wanting to nourish something and nourish something and nourish something. And regardless of all that you give to it, it always seems like something's missing. And that something that's missing is the energy that it doesn't have. Meaning that the energy of this situation doesn't even align with your energy. Nothing is really missing. This just isn't it. This just isn't the job. This isn't the house. This isn't the course. This isn't the major for you. This isn't the place to move. This isn't the right location. This isn't the car for you. This isn't the loan for you. This isn't the investment for you. Whatever the case may be, it's like you've done all you can to make something work, and it just doesn't seem like it wants to come together because it's not meant for you, not in the way that you're trying to achieve it. So the best thing to do is to get very clear about what your end goal is. What does the finish line look like to you? When your life is over and you take that last breath, what do you want to be able to say that you have done with your life? These are things that the Saturn and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn ask us. Capricorn being, the house that's all about, or the energetic zodiac sign that's all about achievement, status, legacy, what it is that you leave behind, what it is that you're known for on the public playing field, public recognition, period. What do you want to be known for? What's the ultimate goal? Don't play small. Don't cling to things that you feel like are going to get you to the next step of where you want to be, because now you are trying to play a position that is not yours. So you have Mother Universe and you have Father God working together in perfect harmony to help you out with whatever it is that you need in this lifetime, as you are a conscious co-creator. And when your conscious kind of just takes a back seat to what it is that you truly want, and you start to try to act in the capacity of someone who is making things happen for yourself, i.e. when you do the most to try to make something happen, or when you just go overboard for something or someone and things still don't work out, it's because you're not really playing your role correctly. You are the conscious co-creator in your life. I'm sure you've heard that if you're into law of attraction and things like that. Basically, what you have in your mind creates your reality. And when you allow your mind to shift from the legacy that you're building and move into something arguably insignificant as to how it happens, you are not acting as a conscious creator. You are trying to overstep. So watch that tendency to try to control how things come together, Leo feminine. Because that's a Pluto thing too, control issues, and that's both outside of ourselves and within ourselves. But yeah, whatever you have been investing into and you want to build and nourish and grow, I do feel like you have these grand dreams, and I don't want you to back away from that at all. By no means am I telling you, well, maybe you want too much or maybe you aim too high. No, absolutely not. I don't believe there's such thing as aiming too high, because we live in a limitless, abundant universe. And yes, the 3D world has its limitations, but that's not your concern now, is it? That's up to Father God and Mother Universe, how they shape and shift things to be delivered to you. All you have to do is hold in your mind's eye exactly what it is that you want. You see that mind's eye wide the fuck open. Excuse my random outburst. That's something I do sometimes. Hey, you got to be open, and you have to have your hand open to receive as well. So if you're in a dark place right now and things aren't going the way you want them to go and you just can't figure out why, because it's like you've done everything and you keep running in circles thinking like, what more could I possibly do? You can't do anything more because this isn't what's for you, and you're just going to run yourself raggedy trying to make it happen. Now, I'm not saying everything that you have going on is a failure. I'm not saying that at all, but you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I mean, Leo feminine. There's something in your life that you've been trying to make it happen or trying to make it work. I suggest you pull away and let it go. I suggest you pull away and let it end, so that whatever is really meant for you can slide right on in, okay? Or so that the opportunities can ease into your life, or so that the offers can come to you because you are not being held up or preoccupied by something else. Now let's move into your love space. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, guys. Love space for Leo. Love space for Leo feminine. Okay, these want to come out. All right, we have commitment and the tower. I said commitment. We have the lovers and the tower, but the lovers is associated with commitment. There was no mistake that I said that, and the tower is a breakdown. So some connection is just breaking down. It's breaking down, and I feel like there is a controlling force happening here, or you're doing it for some other reason, like you're doing it for, you're trying to stick through it because of a business move. Because of a business transaction. For some, that could mean marriage, because I did get the Emperor and the Four of Staffs. You're trying to stick with a marriage just because it's, a marriage. It's tied together, but at the bottom of the deck you have the Death card, then the Chariot, meaning that, hey, whatever direction, all roads lead to nope. All roads lead to nope. Of course, this isn't for every person, but I'm telling you, Leo Divine Feminine, who this is for, you understand exactly what I mean. There's a connection here, and it just seems like every time you build something up, it tears down. If you're on a good path for a while, then all of a sudden it's like, nope. Or you thought things were moving along swimmingly, and all of a sudden there's this huge halt. Everything was going good, and then you got some bad news. Everything was fine and all lovey-dovey and hunky-dory in the relationship. Then somebody dropped on your lap that this person has, some type of crazy, inexcusable, irreconcilable difference from you. It's just that type of energy happening here, where you want to be so committed to something, But no matter how much you try to build it up and contribute to the connection, I be damned if it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a fight. Like every avenue you take, there's a fight, and you just want to be strong through it. You keep being strong through it, but every single thing you try to do, every direction you try to go, every option you try to explore, it just leads to you feeling like, oh, this just isn't working. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. And you want reciprocity. You want reciprocity. You want somebody who's going to fight for you as hard as you're fighting for them. And Leo, I just don't feel that happening here. But what I do see is that when you allow the connection to kind of break, when you allow this situation to basically simmer away, maybe you'll just up and stop talking to the person, or maybe you'll have a real conversation and say, look, this just is not going the way I thought it was going to go. I'm not trying to, do the most to make it happen anymore. I feel that once you do that and you take control over your own existence and your own life and your own love space, and when you finally get out of this fight, the Emperor is done fighting. He don't fight no more. He's fought enough. He has the strategy and he has the lessons, but he's done fighting. So I feel once you acknowledge the lessons that you've learned from this, you'll be able to let it in and you'll be able to let it burn. And then you can move forward and have something with more happiness and more stability. And you can be with someone who is more equally yoked. I think you'll only experience the transformation after you allow this thing to end, Leo. And it doesn't have to be some big blowout, although for some it will be. That is some Aries fiery energy packed along with Leo being fiery energy as well. There's the Tower moment, so it could be a big blowout. It could be a big argument. It could be a shit show. But I feel like you come out on top. Because I feel like over the course of this relationship or situationship or marriage, whatever the case may be, you've learned a whole lot about yourself, and you've also learned how to battle, I should say, I guess. You learn how to battle strategically. So you just move differently. So even if it is a shit show, I don't feel like you'll end up in any trouble yourself, or that you will suffer from any backlash or anything, because I don't think you'll allow yourself to get that far involved in it. It's just like maybe you speaking your piece and saying, look, I think I've done enough. I think this is it. I think we should let that be that. Let bygones be bygones and go on with our lives. The Six of Wands tells me there's an individual victory. So again, like I'm just not seeing things moving toward a union or reconciliation type of energy. I think what you're invested in at this point is getting all that you give. You want to be with someone who gives you as much as you give. Gives you as much as you give, I should say. And if they can't do that, I just don't see you wanting to be involved with it. I'm telling you, around the time of like Saturn-Pluto conjunction, these are lifetime changes. These are lifetime shifts. These are things that will affect your life and generations after you. Like especially, let's say you have kids or something and you make decisions like this. Your children watch you. They see how you handle your relationships. And they learn from that, especially if you're a mother. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. You are ready to take back all of your energy and invest it in yourself. And you are ready to tell someone that. Like this is a conversation that is ripe. It's ready to be had. And I think you're at the point of just letting them know, like, again, some people, depending on the vibration of the person that you have been dealing with, or depending on, which moon phase is where is that, or which section of where the moon is, things could get a little hectic. Things could, go overboard. Arguments can break out or whatever. I don't see like no domestic violence or nothing, but this arguments could break out. It could be a little bit more harsh than you want it to be. But the message has to come across. It has to be said. Like, shit, the jig is up. Especially if you're with somebody who has been more about sex rather than, really being in a fruitful connection with you. You want something that is going to grow. You want something that will sustain you. You're thinking from a level of like higher wisdom, legacy, and all of that. Everybody's not on that wave. Everybody's just not on that level. And I feel like you are looking more at the signs that the universe has been presenting to you, rather than just kind of being in your head and thinking, okay, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. No matter what happens, we can get through this. I think you're getting out of that energy of trying to make everything happen yourself and realizing that if you shifted that energetic focus onto yourself, you would thrive. So I feel like this is more of the energy of you choosing yourself over trying to remain committed to something that hasn't really been serving you. And like Kali said, the old must be released so that the new can enter. See, the old you would give everything for a person in a relationship. The new you is going to give everything to yourself. And the person needs to come in matching that. Somebody need to match your energy, match your vibe, adore you the way you adore yourself. Because I don't think it has anything to do with like low self-esteem or anything. I don't see none of that here. I don't see nothing that has to do with like low self-esteem. It's just you have this intense, generous love, because that's just what, a lioness does. But damn, like, if they're not giving you nothing in return, it's just not worth it. And I do feel that, going forward, you're looking to receive reciprocity. You are looking to have the exact same abundance of emotional energy that you invest. You are looking to have that returned to you. And that's smart. That's just naturally smart. It just doesn't make sense to keep investing in something that is giving you nothing, because at that point you're just depleting your own energy. But I do see an individual success. It's been a long time coming. It took a lot for you to overcome that. If it took a lot for you to finally get to this point, maybe you put yourself through a lot more damage and, bruising and abusing, not literally, than you needed to. But it returned you to a place of realizing that you have this beautiful, prosperous energy and you have been giving it to other people. What if you turn that energy inward? What if you invest in yourself like that? And you're just ready to communicate it. You'll try to communicate it swiftly. They may not be wanting to hear that shit, but it is what it is, because you've made your decision, and I do feel like it's a firm decision, and you can allow the new to come in. So, however this reads for you, if you're just done dating on a certain side of town, I understand. If you are done using those ghetto apps and you want to get on an app that is more verified and with a higher caliber of prospect, it applies that way too. If you are deciding, I do want to, get separated, I do want to start working more on me, it applies that way. If you just want to up and ghost someone, look, I'm not going to judge you. Do what's best for you. It is what it is, okay? So Leo, that has been your reading. Like the video and comment if it resonates with you. Tell me how. Let me know in the comments. And also subscribe. Turn on your notifications so that you'll know when I drop new content, because I'll be doing the Venus and Pisces series after this. Okay? So thank you for watching, Leo. I love y'all. Bye.